Everybody was dancing. It was time for him to now give gifts, because that was the very purpose why he arranged for that party. Now, in those days, when you want to give a choice gift to people, you use calabash. So he gave the woman a calabash. This is your gift. And when the woman opened the calabash, it was the head of her father. And the man said, that is why people fear me. So in those days, when you want to go and meet the king, kings were God. That was why when Mordecai told Esther, if you don't do anything, help will come from another quarters, but you will not escape. All of us will die. The woman said, if I enter and the king does not ask me to come, it's death sentence. Kings were so powerful. Too was afraid of David. He didn't go to tell him that you are a wicked man. God said you are a wicked man. He gave him a parable. A rich man and a poor man. The rich man had plenty of animal. The poor man had just only one animal. And the poor man took the only one lamb of the poor man to entertain his guest, instead of him to pick one out of the many he had. And then the message prickled David's heart. David said, the man that did this, he must die. It was at that point that Prophet Nathan said, you are the man. And David said, whosoever does this, he must restore it with 4 animals. Beyond expect 4 of his children. That pregnancy, the boy died. That's number 1. Later in life, Absalom, his own son, rebelled against him, chased him out of the palace. He also died. And Amnon slept with the half-sister, who was the younger sister to Absalom. Absalom killed him because of that. And then the last one, David was old. The 4th child was called Adonijah. He wanted to marry the wife, Abishag. Because I agree, my engine is not working. But I need somebody that will be pouring oil. So when David died, Adonijah said, fine babe like this. As at that time, Solomon was already king. He said, let me marry this girl now. Solomon said, your head. And he's also died. So 4 people died. Not just only that. His paddy, who was the grand prophet, gave a counsel to that casual sex, that casual talk, beyond expectation. Let me give you one positive one, and then we close. It says, David walked in the statutes of the Lord. He obeyed him, except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. Let's go to the beginning of David. Acts chapter 13 verse 22. The Bible says, God said, I have found a man after my heart. What did God see in David? And what was the blessing that was beyond expectation that God gave unto him? Quickly, in Psalm 119 verse 62, David said, in the midnight, I will praise you. He graduated to 3. Psalm 55 verse 17. Psalm 55 verse 17. He said, morning, afternoon, and evening, I will pray and praise you. He graduated to 7. Psalm 119 verse 164. He says, 7 times a day, I will praise you. From 1 to 3 to 7. And then he graduated in Psalm 34 verse 1. I will bless the Lord at all times. 1 is not enough. 3 is not enough. 7, this guy is doing this. Then I'm going to bless you. When he was about to die, he wanted to build a house of God. God said, your hands are stained with blood. It is your son Solomon that will do it. No argument. But you know what he still did? He provided everything that Solomon would need to build the house. According to 1 Chronicles chapter 29 verse 1 to 5. He provided gold. He provided silver. He provided iron. He provided everything. Because it was in his heart to build. But because God said your hands are soiled with blood, you cannot build a house for me. Your son will do it. He said, Biko, if I'm not going to do it, let my son do it. The new Joshua that is coming to take over from me, support him. He's going to do greater than what God used us to do. God brought me here to clear the mess. And the mess has been cleared. So he's coming to build. Don't let familiarity stop you from working with him. God saw Aminadab before he picked David. He saw the first child, the second child, the first child of Jesse. He didn't pick them. He only went for David. David was inexperienced, but God helped him. God will help the man that is taking over from me. I call the heavens and the heart as a witness. That you have to cooperate with him. Let me close this message. One contemporary example. Very intriguing. The longest serving queen in England was Queen Elizabeth. It was not supposed to be. What happened? His great-grandfather, George V, gave birth to two great children. George VI was the father of Queen Elizabeth. Listen carefully in life. He was the tallest. His hair was the biggest. It was in the process of pursuing his branch of the tree. And Absalom came to finish the job.